Hey everyone, I'm back to the YouTube again after a while to share cool Python tricks with you. Let's not waste time and start to focus on main thing. So as you know, I published a video named how to add multiple images to a to a Django model, actually, something like that. So a lot of you sent tons of messages about how to handle this problem in templates, how to send multiple images from templates, and in this video, finally, I will show you the solution. At the end of this tutorial, hopefully we will get this result. So when I click create post, let's use drag and drop technique to add a couple of files, couple of images here, and random title and description, save. You just created a post, great, let's see it. And you can see the image showed up in detail of the post just I created. Alright, now the first thing is to download the project that I already created in my previous tutorial. Here's the GitHub repository of the project. I will put this link in the description of this video. But please, if you didn't watch the first part, go and watch it now, because I will continue from current state of project, okay? Great, so once you downloaded the project, open it in Visual Studio, and let me quickly navigate to my project here. It should be something CD tutorials. No? Tutorial, yes, and I think, what's the name? Let me copy the name quickly. Yes, the first thing is to run migrations, as I said. For that, I'm writing Python manage.py make migrations, enter. No change detected. I think it's a something bug or in Django. Let's give the app name posts, and when I click enter, yes. Now let's migrate Python manage.py migrate. Yes, and finally let's create a new super user. Create super user. Oh, not Code Rush. Okay, let me keep it like that. My god. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Okay, so, well, now I'm going to run the server. Python run server. Manage.py run server. Enter. So when I open the first page, the home page actually, you see there is nothing here because we need to create a post, and I'm going to create one right now. Let's open the admin/admin. Username was Vodrasha. Unfortunately, I thought it should be not V but C. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4. Login. No. Or okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Login. Great. So let's create a post. Add something title like that. Image. I will put my image here. Image again. Okay, let's add something like, and when I click save, now we should see our post in home page. Yes, here it is, and my creepy face here. Let's read more, and you see our image showed up in detail of this post. I guess you already know these parts. If you don't, please watch the first part. I will put the link in the description, okay? Okay, so but we want to send this image from template, right? Well, I found a model named FilePond where you can easily manage your files, such as adding multiple files or setting file size limit and so on. It's really functional. So the first thing is install this FilePond model. For that I will use CDN link. Let's copy the FilePond CSS and I will paste it into base HTML. Let me go end of this line, yeah. Paste, and then the script part, paste it here. That's it. And then I'm going to create a new HTML file named create-post.html. Let's block content first, or let's add extends from HTML. Extends base HTML, yeah. and block content, block content, and of course end block, end block. And then let's go to getting started part to see what to do. We should copy this code snippet here and paste it here. That's it. Then we have to run this template. For that I will create a new view and I will call it dev, not here, dev create post view, create post view request, pass the request, and I will just render this template, render request, and the template name create post .html. That's it, Control S, and finally we have to update our URLs. I will add new path here and I will name it create post. Yes, create post. Views that create post view, and the name going to be create post as well. Create post. That's it. Add the comma here. Okay, Control S. Now let's see it on browser. When I write here create post, enter. Okay, so still nothing because the FilePond trying to create element before DOM is loaded. To handle that, I will add event listener, and by this way FilePond will create an element right after DOM loads. You will see in a moment what I mean. Let's open the create post HTML again, and I will add new event listener here. Document, add event listener, DOM content loads. No, not loads, loaded. Yeah, DOM content loaded. Function, open a new function, and that's it. I will copy this code, or cut this code actually, and paste it here inside the function. So when the DOM loads, the FilePond create an element using this input file here. This is basic JavaScript stuff. I guess you're already familiar with these JavaScript codes. Anyway, let's save this and open it in browser. Boom, and here it is. You see, it really has great UI, and you can actually drag and drop or browse. Let's browse some files, and then you can drag and drop your files here like that. You see, it's really functional, and the UI is really simple and cool. Great, now I'm going to delete the image field from post model because we don't need this field anymore. Let me open the models, and I will delete the image field from post model. Control S, and let's make migrations. Not one. Make migrations post and migrate. Let's run server again. That's it, and I think there is no any image field in views. Okay, the server is running. Okay, let's delete the post we created in beginning of this tutorial. I will go to admin. Let me see if there is any errors here. Post, yeah, there is no image. Great, that's it. Great, now we need to add other fields in create post, and after that we will create an Ajax request to send data to the server. As you see now, let me navigate to create post. As you see, there is only the file input here, but we need to add title and description as well. Let's add it quickly. Create post. I will say something like label, and I will say title here. Copy this line and description. description, then add input here, input type text. Let's give it ID, we will use it later. ID will title, and class form control, I guess, in Bootstrap, form control, yeah. And text area for description. Text area ID, let's say description, and class going to be form control as well, form control. That's it. And button, finally button, type going to be button, ID save button, save btn, that's it, save. Let's give it class for design, class going to be btn and btn primary. Let's refresh the page and see what happens. Yes, that's it. Let's give it margin a bit like that, MT4 for example. Yes, that's it. Now the first main part is starting. We should configure the FilePond to accept multiple images. Actually in documentation there's a lot of ways to send this image to a server, but honestly, this model integrates well with popular JS frameworks such as React or Angular. So after a lot of research, I found the solution how to integrate Django with FilePond. I don't know if it is best solution or not, but I tried to keep it as clean as possible. But other developers on Stack Overflow using different ways, like when you add files in FilePond, it automatically sending post request to server, which is not good choice for use because other fields still empty, but we already sent images to the server. As you guess, it will cause error because post image sent to the server before the post model. So as you see in documentation, the server configuration explained clearly, and if you won't mess with the server, you can read it and apply it. But again, it's not good choice to send image before actual model. Well, then how we will handle to send all uploaded image with other fields? First, we will use few callbacks to detect when image is uploaded, and once the image added, we will take the image and push it into array. By this way, we can store the uploaded files in array and use them in the future. We are going to use the callback named, let me show you quickly, FilePond instance, and it should be something somewhere here. Somewhere here, I guess. Yeah. On add file. We are going to use this callback to detect the file upload, detect the when file uploaded. So first of all, let's create a new array called var files empty array, and then we are going to create a callback. Let's open a curly brace here, and on add file, the callback accepts error and file instance here, as you see. Where is it? On add file, error and file instance. So we are going to write error and file item, let's say, file item. And then arrow function. Then we are going to push the uploaded file into our array, which is files. No, file item, yeah. Files push file item. So the file item is file object, so we have to put dot file here to put the actual, because file item is not the actual file. So please do not forget to add dot here, dot file. Let's console log our array when the file uploaded. Files, save. Now let's open the console. Okay, so let's add new couple of files here, for example this one. didn't detect. Why? On, oh, the spell mistake. On add file. Let's try it again. Yes, as you see, the file added in our array. Let's add one more, but we can't actually add one more because we didn't configure, because the multiple is not allowed right now. Let's add here multiple, and try again. Yes, as you see, we have two files in our array right now. But what if user decides to remove some of files? For example, this one. You see, array still includes two files. For that, we will use another callback named onRemoveFile, and it accepts error and file item as well. Let's add this callback here as well. onRemoveFile. Error and file item. Arrow function. And now we have to remove specific element from the array. This specific element is file item. We have to find the index of this file item that's going to be removed from the array. For that, we will write const index. Let's find the index of this file. Files.index of file item dot file. And then if index is greater than -1, files dot splice index, 1. This splice function will remove the file from the array, remove the specific file, which is this one, from the array. Let's see, let's console log this as well. Console log the array files. Save, refresh. I'm adding a couple of files again here. You see there's two files. When for example, I want to remove this one here. You see the array is now with one file, and the file name is Kawasaki Ninja, and it's same here as well. When I remove this one, and now it's an empty array with empty array. That's it. So what now? We have to send all these fields together with Ajax, and for that we will use form data object to store all this data inside it, and finally send it to the backend. Let's now create a form data object. For that, I will create here var. Let's add it, or no, actually it's good. Var form data equals new form data. This is our form data object. And when we click the save button, all these files, title and description, will be added inside form data. So we have to add something like onClick method. Let me show you. Document, or actually I'm going to jQuery with $, document, onClick. So when we click the save button, I'm going to give ID here, which is save button. Yes, save button. Open new function, and now, alright, first let's add title and description, then I'm going to explain how to add files in form data. If you want to add some data in form data, it's simply you're writing form data that append, the field name is title, and the data is going to be a value of title input, which is, say, title dot val value. And now let's add description as well. Description dot val. Alright, for files the situation is a bit different. As I know, we can't store array of files inside form data. So each file should have a separate field name, and my solution is to create a for loop and iterate through these files. Let me show you how. First, let's create the for loop. For var I equals 0, and then I greater smaller than files dot length, and then I plus plus. That's it. Okay, so and let's add the form data now. Form data append. We will add the image here. Image plus I and files square brackets I. So simply it's really easy to understand what's going here if you have basic understanding of JavaScript, but simply it will create a new field each time. For example, if there are two images inside files array, then it will create image 0 and image 1 fields, and it will store particular file in it by using the index here. Okay, so finally we need to add CSRF token to avoid forbidden error inside our form data, and let's add it quickly. Form data append CSRF middleware token and CSRF token. That's it. Now the form data is ready. Time to send this. Time to send it to the backend with Ajax. Let's create our Ajax request now. Inside here, I'm going to open a new Ajax function. Ajax. First, the request type is post, and URL is going to be the current URL here, so we can say it like that. URL create post. Oops, let me surround it with double quotes. Yeah. And the data is going to be form data, cache false, process data. This part is important. Process data false, and content type false. Ink type multipart, because we are sending images. Multipart, and form data. That's it. If the Ajax request is successful, so success function, that's it. Let's open function. Let's console. Let's make alert. The post has been created. Post has been created. But if the request fails, error, function going to pass 3 arguments here, message and error. Console.log, log the error message so we can see what fails or what doesn't work. Status. Response text. This is just to provide more information about the error, okay? And that's it. The front end part is ready. Let's now configure the view to catch the request and do backend stuff there. Alright, let's open views.py right now. And we are going to detect the post request. So I'm writing if request.method equals post, then get our title equals request.post.get title, and then I'm just copying this line, pasting here, and I will change the title with description. Yeah. And let's now create our post model. Post objects.create title and description equals description. So the Ajax sending form data with these values, and we are detecting post request. We are fetching the data here and creating our post model, right? Title and description. Our post model is created now. Okay, so now it's time to create the image, right? I'm going to assign it to the post variable, and let's add new field here, a field here named length. I'm going to explain in a second why. Request post get length, right? And let's go to create post again, and we are going to add length to our form data here. Yeah, let's do it here. Form data append length, and I'm going to store the file's length here. File's length. Save. And now again to views.py. Now I'm going to create a for loop here. You will understand in a second. For file num in range 0 to length. But length is fetched as a string. We have to convert it to the integer. That's why I'm putting the length inside of int function. And then I'm going to create the post image objects, right? Post image dot objects dot create. Let's say image, or let's say first post, right? Let's see. Yep. Foreign key first post equals post. This post just we created minute ago. Procedure is like this. First post model going to be created, and then we are going to create post image, because it needs foreign key in order to create post image successfully. That's why post equals this post here, okay? And then image equals request. Now we are fetching our files. Request files dot get. I'm going to use f string here, image and file num. I hope you understand what's going on here. Let me explain one more time. Okay, so first we are fetching length. Here, as you see, I add new field into form data. we are fetching the files, the length of files. Let's assume that there are two files in our array, inside our array, and in this situation, our length going to be 2, and then we are fetching this 2 here and adding inside range function. And range function will the file name will 0 1, right? And by this way, each time we are creating a new post image by assigning the post that we created here, post equals post, and then we are creating our image by fetching the right one. For example, request fetch the image with file image 0, for example, and then second time image 1, like that. If the length going to be 3, then it's going to be image 0, image 1, and image 2. The loop will create the loop will go 3 times, and our post image will create it 3 times with particular number, or say particular ID here. Okay, let's save this. I hope you understand. I'm sorry, I'm really confused in this tutorial. I don't know why. Maybe I'm exhausted a bit. Okay, whatever. Let's open the browser and test it here. Okay, let's first go here. As you see, we have one more post here, and we're going to create a new one in a second. Drag and drop your files. Let's select 3 of them. Add. Title, I don't know, motto, and description, random letters here. Save. Ajax is not a function. Okay, let's go create post. Let's see what. Oh, okay. We didn't add the jQuery because jQuery slim does not include the Ajax. Let's quickly add the jQuery here. I'm going to search jQuery CDN. jQuery CDN. Let's copy this one and let's replace it here. Oops. Okay, let's delete this one and replace it. Now let's refresh the page. Select 3 images. Title, description, save. The post has been created. Great, let's see then. When I go to home page, we can see our post here, and when I click read more, here's the 3 images in my post detail. Okay, so I want to show you a few more things about FilePond, and that's going to be the plugins. You see, there are lots of plugins in FilePond. You can actually validate the size or validate the type of file. I don't know, image preview, image resize. You can read the documentation. It's really clearly described here everything what you have to do in order to, for example, get image preview. I'm going to show you file size validation and file type validation in this tutorial. Okay, so let's add file size validation first. File size validation. We have to use CDNs here, so let's copy this one because we already copied this. And go to base HTML and copy under the FilePond.js. Okay, and then we have to register the plugin. Let's register plugin here, create post. You have to register the plugin before you create FilePond instance, okay? That's why I'm adding here FilePond register plugin, this one, validate size. And then let's set options, FilePond dot set options. allow multiple, true, and max files going to be 4, and max file size, let's say 3 megabyte. Save. Let's check it now. I'm going to navigate create post. This image over here is 5 megabytes. So let's see what's going to happen. What? It should give errors. Let me see what's going on here again. Okay, that should be max file size, not max file size. Spelling mistake. Let's refresh the page and try one more time. When I add this image, you see the file is too large. Alright devs, I'm recording this part again to show you what happens when you upload, for example, the 5 megabyte image, or let's say I'm uploading, let's open File Explorer and let's say I will upload Word document here. You see the files still pushing into array, which is not correct because this file type and this file type is not allowed, and this file is too large. So to prevent this, we are just simply adding if statement into onAddFile callback. You see there's an error here. So if error happens, or let's say if there is no error, then push our file into array. Otherwise, just do nothing. Let's refresh and test it again. When I try to add 5 megabyte file, you see the array is empty. Or let's add PDF, let's add, I don't know, Word document again. You see the array is still empty. But when I add, for example, picture here, that's it. The array is not empty anymore. We successfully add this image here. Okay? I cannot add over the 3 megabytes here. If I add this one, for example, which is 89 kilobytes, then it's okay. This was the size validation. Let's now see type validation here. We have to again copy this CDN for type validation. Let's say user wants, user will add something, I don't know, text or Word document. It shouldn't be allowed. Validate type JS, yes. And then in our create post, let's register this plugin as well. Here. Copy and paste here. That's it. And now we are going to add a load file types here. You have to put a load type files inside the create function, okay? Do not put it here or somewhere else in this code. You have to put when you initialize the element. Accepted files, accepted file types. Let's say image and PNG first. Image PNG and image okay, comma, that's it. Let's refresh the page, and when I try to add something, okay, it's not showing up here. That's why the plugin is working. Let's open it from here. As you see, I have Word document and PDF document here. When I try to add PDF here, it says file is of invalid type. That's true. Let's add Word document here. Again, error. And when you browse directly from FilePond, you see only image showed up in my file explorer here. Okay guys, that's all for this video. I hope you learned something, and please do follow me on Instagram because I will share a lot of cool stuff with Python from there. And of course I will try all of my best to record new videos for YouTube. And I want from you, please subscribe to my channel, because I need to find motivation to record these videos, because I have a lot of things to share with you, but unfortunately I can't find enough motivation to record all these videos. That's all. See you next time. Stay connected and stay healthy.